Are you looking for an exceptional luxury watch that's notably different than what everyone else is wearing? Then you're not going to want to miss these striking Gerald Charles Maestro watches that have landed in our hands. Today, we'll be looking at a green ultra-thin automatic, a green chronograph, a blue sports model, and a sleek skeletonized model. You can find all the reference numbers and product details of these watches in the description below if you want to comb through the specs later. But for now, enjoy our hands-on overview of these 4 Gerald Charles Maestro models. Every field has a recognized rock star, be it Steve Jobs in tech, Roger Federer in tennis, or Frank Lloyd Wright in architecture. For watch design, few names are as celebrated or recognizable as Gerald Genta, the prolific designer behind watch icons such as the Royal Oak, Nautilus, Pasha, and countless others. In addition to designing timepieces for other watchmakers, Gerald Genta also founded 2 of his own watch companies. First, his eponymous brand, followed by Gerald Charles, founded in 2000. Although Genta sold the Gerald Charles Marquis in 2003, he stayed on as designer-in-chief until his passing in 2011. Today, Gerald Charles is an independent family-owned watch company based in beautiful Lugano, Switzerland. If you're wondering where the Charles moniker comes from, it was in fact the designer's middle name. Genta was often referred to as the Maestro among colleagues thanks to his renowned creativity and imaginative ideas. So it's only apt that the signature Gerald Charles watch model is also called the Maestro. The Maestro's distinctive case silhouette lies between a square and an octagon and was designed by Genta in 2006. Now that we've set the backdrop, let's move on to the main show and get a closer look at some of the latest Gerald Charles Maestro watches that carry on the famous designer's legacy. First up, we have the Gerald Charles Maestro GC2 OA Automatic, which features a slim 39mm by 41.7mm brushed stainless steel case in that characteristic shape that defines the Maestro collection. There's the appealing mix of rounded corners, straight lines, deep grooves, and multiple planes that Genta is so famous for. The 2-tiered case is home to straight lugs, while the winding crown flaunts a Clou de Paris decorated surface. The case's restrained diameter and flat profile allow a superbly comfortable fit on the wrist, while the unconventional form is what gives the watch wrist presence. Contrasting sharply with the cool-toned steel structure of the case is the rich sunburst emerald green color of the dial. In true Genta form, the dial is simple yet striking with luminescent hour markers at all 12 positions, a trio of hands at the center, and a date window at 6 o'clock. The Maestro GC2 OA Automatic is fitted with a matching emerald green vulcanized rubber strap with the same hobnail texture as the crown. The steel buckle mimics the shape of the bottom portion of the case and features both brushed and high polish finishes. When we flip the watch around, we see the ultra-thin caliber GCA 3002 automatic movement working beneath the sapphire crystal, complete with the Côte de Genève decoration. This Vaucher Manufacture Fleurier movement, which was customized exclusively for Gerald Charles, supplies the watch with 50 hours of power reserves via twin barrels. If green is a little too bold for your tastes, fear not. This Maestro Automatic is also available in a classic black colorway. Next, we turn our attention to the Gerald Charles Maestro GC3 OA Chronograph, which has a similar vibrant color palette and creative case shape to the previous time and date model, but with the inclusion of a chronograph complication. As such, the dial is home to a trio of counters at the traditional 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions, while the right side of the case includes the customary pair of chronograph pushers framing the winding crown. However, what isn't expected is the form of those chrono pushers. Rather than classic round or rectangular, the integrated chronograph pushers are irregular in shape, just like the case, and follow the contours of the case flank. A subtle but important design choice that serves to amplify the uniqueness of the Maestro's construction. Powering the Maestro GC3 OA02 chronograph, which also can be seen through the exhibition sapphire crystal furnished caseback, is the impressively thin caliber GCA 3022-12 automatic chronograph movement. It clocks in at just 6.07 millimeters high and offers a 50-hour power reserve. Along with the green version, Gerald Charles also makes the Maestro chronograph with the black sunburst dial and a black rubber strap. For a little change of pace, let's check out the new Gerald Charles GC Sport model, which uses the Maestro design blueprint but adds a few twists. For instance, the crown is positioned on the left-hand side of the case rather than the right to prevent it from digging into the wearer's hand whilst participating in sports or any other active pursuits. What's more, the 39mm GC Sports case is fashioned from ultra-thin titanium to ensure supreme comfort. Fun fact, titanium is 40% lighter than steel, but just as strong. The dial is also slightly different than the other two models, featuring Arabic numerals at 9, 12, and 3 o'clock to emphasize the watch's sporty nature. Speaking of the dial, the sunburst royal blue tone differs quite dramatically depending on the light, ranging from violet to ice blue to almost black. The royal blue vulcanized rubber strap plays up the dial shade beautifully and wraps around the wrist securely with a matching titanium pin buckle. Finally, we've saved the best for last with the brand new MAESTRO 8.0 Squelette, which is a stunning skeletonized version of the Maestro designed by Octavio Garcia, the former artistic officer of Audemar's Piguet. Garcia worked closely with Vaucher to create the Gerald Charles exclusive self-winding caliber GCA 5482 open worked movement, which can of course be admired from both the dial side and the case back. Just look at the spectacular details of this ultra-thin movement that measures a mere 2.6 millimeters in height, even with its 160 components. From the star-shaped gold microrotor and star-shaped screws on the Réau to the contrasting rhodium-plated and anthracite nacre-treated skeletonized bridges that are plenty of exquisite details to take in here. Take a moment to appreciate the hand-polished angles, bevels, and apertures, in addition to the circular grained wheels. Topping off the dial housed inside the 39mm by 41mm steel case is a pair of hands to indicate the hours and minutes. Despite the intricate movement and asymmetrical case, the Maestro 8.0 Squelette is, like all Gerald Charles Maestro watches, water-resistant to 100 meters. After all, this is still a sporty watch at its core. And to complement that sportiness, Gerald Charles pairs this skeletonized piece with a Clou de Paris textured rubber strap. As for the prices, the Maestro Automatic is 14,800 Swiss francs, the Maestro Chronograph is 20,100 Swiss francs, the GC Sport is 16,200 Swiss francs, and the Maestro Squelette is unsurprisingly the priciest at 55,800 Swiss francs. Due to limited capacity, Gerald Charles will only make 100 pieces of the Maestro Squelette per year. Whether the simpler time and date, the robust chronograph, the sporty left-hander, or the striking skeletonized version, Gerald Charles Maestro watches are fantastic contemporary iterations of the renowned Genta design language. These new Maestro watches will appeal to those that appreciate watches that don't conform to existing traditions, but instead forge their own path. Part octagon, part square, and finished with a smile at the bottom, the Maestro by Gerald Charles is a joyful expression of contemporary luxury watchmaking. If you're in Switzerland and want to see these Maestro watches in the metal, Les Ambassadeurs has them available in our stores in Zurich, Geneva, and Lucerne. You can also purchase one directly from Les Ambassadeurs online store. What do you think of these new Gerald Charles Maestro watches? Do you have a favorite among the automatic, chronograph, sport, and Squelette models? Drop a comment below to share your thoughts with us. If you want to stay up to date on the latest watch reviews from Les Ambassadeurs, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell button to receive a notification each time we upload a new video. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.